Well, this is part two of the study review for quiz three, which we conducted on Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday at 12 noon until 11:59 p.m. I pray that you are all taking the time to study through the material, read the textbook. You must read the textbook. You must look at all of the slides in their entirety, review those slides. If there are topics that you don't understand, feel free to contact me, or you could just use ChatGPT or Google as well, but I'm here for you. I'd like to meet with everyone in the class. And a number of you have responded to my earlier request, and I'll be meeting with those individuals. So I'm looking for you. I'd like to meet with you soon to really understand the best, I'd like to understand your thoughts, your process, your progress, and how I can help you. With that, let's get started with part two. We've got subtitles on here, so let me get rid of that. Yeah. So next, new product development, NPD, new product development. If organizations aren't apt to create new products or new brands or new ways of being accepted, they really are operating at what I call a going out of business strategy. Think of Walmart, not Walmart. Yeah, let's think of Walmart. They came on the scene, but 40 years ago, in most locations in America, they weren't even heard of. But Kmart was really big at that time, and Kmart neglected to grow. They neglected to change. They neglected to innovate themselves. As a result of that, today they're out of business for all intents and purposes. I believe there are maybe one or two brick and mortar stores that are left standing, but certainly not as many as even just 20 years ago. So new product development. And the good thing about new product development is that it really, again, is going to help the organization stay afloat and even exceed today's dynamic environment. And as they hire individuals, you've already heard about the invisible hand and some other economic terms, but as they open up stores, those employees are being paid. And as a result of them going out and spending money, more stores and other things are opening up as a result of that store hiring someone. So it benefits societies, it benefits our economy, et cetera. And it's really good for economic growth. As a matter of fact, if you look at the number of businesses in America today, they are small businesses that are coming up with new products. And when we're talking about product development, we can view it from a perspective of invention or innovation. It's pretty intuitive. I'll let you think about that, marinate on that a little bit, but essentially invention is something, a totally new product, a unique product that's being introduced to the market, whereas innovation is there may be small incremental changes in the business or in the business model or in the product themselves. So a new product could be new to the world, it could be new to the firm, it could be maybe just improvements to their current product set. It's very important that you go back and review the textbook. It's important that you review these slides in their entirety. It's important that the areas that I've highlighted you review, as well as other materials as well that are important. The diffusion. This goes back to Simon Sinek's assignment. Remember the diffusion of innovation? Remember that, right? So let's talk about that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because you are well aware of what this is. But we actually have this chart, and you'll find that most new products go through this type of bell curve, and you'll see, again, you have the innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. And we may be the innovator one time, we may be a laggard another time. It depends on where we are and what our needs and thoughts and wants are as well. I need you to go back and understand what is an innovator, what drives an innovator, what drives the early majority or the late majority, et cetera. You should know that. Okay. And if you're introducing a product to the market, if you want to be successful, if you want to increase the probability of being successful, number one, you have to have some type of advantage over the current products that are out there today that you're competing with. Otherwise, why bring your product in? Because if you bring in a product that's the same as everyone else's or similar to your competition, you will then run the threat of being a commoditized product. As a commoditized product, again, you will have you will compete based primarily on price. And with that, profits are certain to plummet as well as your operations. But so you have to have a relative advantage. Maybe there's low complexity. For instance, when I was selling a new solution, let's say I already sold it to Time Warner Cable or Spectrum. Now I'm trying to sell it to, let's say, Amazon. So number one, it has to be an advantage over what they're currently using. It has to be easy to use. It has to be compatible with their current equipment. And it has to, I need to be able to prove it to them. They're going to make a decision of, $1 million, $5 million, 500,000, $100,000. They want to test it. So you need to be able to trial the system. They need to be able to see and observe the success of that product. And there may be other factors as well, such as um, ensuring that we are meeting the unmet needs of our customers, or there's some problems that our customers may have. That's why it's important to go in, develop a relationship with the executive so that you can have these unfettered discussions with your prospects and customers, because you're trying to understand what's the problem, what is the issue, how can I help you? And some claim that new businesses fail at rates of up to 85%. The text indicates that that's not really true. It's probably closer to 40 to 45%. Still, if you're introducing a new product, you want to ensure that help ensure success for its probability of success. So these are some of the things that you need to focus upon. Number one, don't overestimate the demand. Maybe it's something that you like. Maybe it's something that you love, your cohort of friends love, but maybe perhaps it's something that the market won't like. Maybe you have a product now that you're going to launch it, and it doesn't provide sufficient value. Maybe the product, the marketing mix, is set up poorly. What is the marketing mix again? Product, place, price, promotion, right? Those four items. Selling dog foods that dogs will eat. I think that's pretty good too. So we need to ensure that we're introducing and launching products that our customers want and need. Major stages in the new product development process. First of all, you need to think about the strategy that you're going to utilize. What's my go-to market strategy for this product? Then we're going to go through the ideation process, and we're going to screen the ideas, evaluate the concepts. We'll actually have a strategic business analysis where we'll actually, from a strategic business perspective, review maybe the SWOT analysis. We'll review a number of other perspectives that will help us understand our position versus our competitive position. And then how do we bring this to market? How do we monetize this idea? How do we monetize this product for maximum profitability and maximum acceptance by our customers as well? A lot of this is price, based on price. And price is obviously will determine how much an offering will sell, but also how much profit the sale will generate for the seller. Very, very important. As far as the 4 Ps, some will say that may say that product is most important, prices, or some of the others, but actually, I'd say that they all are. And it really depends on the market, depends upon the solution you're trying to provide to the customer, to your customer base. But price is important. It can be very important, but it may not be the most important. It really depends. So each of them can be most important in any given situation. So it's very important that as a marketer, you initially pay appropriate attention to all of those items in the marketing mix. As we talked about before, the customer value is the perceived benefits over the price of the product, and it's dynamic. Maybe I believe that perhaps I think that this bottle of water is worth 50 cents, but perhaps I'm out in a desert somewhere and someone's selling it. I'm thirsty. I don't have any water. And perhaps they're selling it for $5 a bottle. Well, at that point, I'll probably buy it because, again, it's dynamic. Even with homes. I mentioned before, there's a builder in Atlanta named John Whelan, great builder. That house makes the same exact house, same crew to build the house, same amenities in the house may sell. I don't know what the prices are now, but when I was there in Atlanta, it may sell for $350,000 in one community. It may sell for 275 in another community. It may sell for five in another. Again, it's dynamic. So our uh, customer value equation is dynamic. Even for the same product day by day, the price that you may pay for something is different. But as marketers, our job is to always sell the value. Sell the value. It always amazes me when I think back to how the first marketers that were selling water, they decided we're going to place this in a bottle and sell it to people. And I'm sure that there were a lot of contentious meetings filled with strife because people at that time were saying, you can drink water out the tap, or out the sink. Why is anybody going to pay for this? And today, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Perspectives. When you're selling and pricing, you need to understand what is your strategy. Are we going to focus on volume or profit? Are we going to focus on a fixed price or a variable price? Let's talk about each of those in greater detail. So fixed price just says that the price of this product is the same. Whereas we have a variable pricing strategy, and I'll just use the pharma as an instance. I just did some research and stated that in some countries, the price that we may pay here in the United States is 700 times higher than it may be in other countries. There are various reasons for that. But again, same product, same packaging, but it may sell for significantly less or more in other locations. So it's a variable pricing strategy. And then we were talking about, let's go back here, volume versus price, volume versus profit. So if you're focused on volume, if I'm selling and I'm focused on volume, what's going to be the major contributor to the sale of that good? It's going to be the price, right? So I need to probably, if I want to increase volume, I need to, number one, I probably have to have great advertising, promotions, and I also need to perhaps lower the price. And by lowering the price, if everyone else is selling a good for $100, I lower my price to 70, and it's the same perceived quality from everyone else, I should have additional sales, or perhaps my sales profit. I don't care what happens. I need to have 30% profit on every sale, on everything it's sold. So it's just a different way of looking at it. And then from other pricing strategies, we may have peak load pricing. Maybe like if you look at Uber, I believe they call it surge pricing. The price to from downtown Charlotte to Ballantyne may be $25. But on a Friday night where there are limited drivers and you have greater supply of potential Uber riders, you'll find that the price may go up for that ride. So instead of $25, it may be $40. And again, surge pricing or peak load pricing. Yield management, it's nothing more than if an airplane takes off, they want to have every seat filled. If they have an unfilled seat, that's lost revenue. Same thing applies with baseball stadiums, football stadiums, cruise ships, etc. That's why sometimes you'll find that there are great savings just before perhaps a cruise is about to depart or disembark, because they have maybe X number of rooms available. They don't want to lose it, so they'll sell it at a bargain price. Then co-creation, we talked about that before. Customers want to be involved, they want to be engaged. Nike, when I was in London, they had the co-creation set up there so that if you saw something, you could actually create your own Air Force Ones, backpacks, or whatever it might be to your own liking. Once you designed it, take it off right there, not take it off right there, but you'd actually take it, turn around, give it to the designers and the manufacturers. They bring it up, they gain your approval, you say yes, and they provide you with the product. And also some other pricing strategies, skim pricing, which means that I have a high-end product. I don't expect to sell to everyone. Again, the Hermès bag, for those of you, I'm sure everyone is aware of it. It's H-E-R-M, possibly yes. Hermès. or maybe H-E-R, I just say H-E-R-M-E-S. But at any rate, Hermes bags are for individuals that are planning to spend thousands of dollars per bag. So their price point is at such a point where they only want people or customers that can afford those bags. Neutral pricing means I've looked at the competition, I've looked at the marketplace, I view the marketplace, and my prices are pretty similar to theirs. Or penetration pricing. I'm entering a new market, and maybe I'm promoting, I'm following the 4 Ps, but individuals may not be, they may be wary of my brand because it's new, maybe they haven't heard of me, etc. So I can lower the price. It's a lower the price strategy, which means I can go in at a low price. I'm going to gather additional customers, and after that, I can begin creeping my prices back up so that I'm competitive with the market. And when we're developing our price strategies also, there's a number of ways of doing it. These, you have to go back and review all these for yourself. But cost plus, whatever the manufacturing costs are, I want 30% on top of that. So if it costs me $25 to manufacture this, let's say $100 to manufacture it, and I want cost plus, and I need 30% profit. So it's it'd be $130. Target profit means that I'm always looking for a 30% profit in my price point. So no matter what the price is, I'm only looking for 35% profit. Competition-based profit. Maybe all competitors in our market we know that they receive, or they earn probably 4% profit or 30% profit, whatever it is. That should be our that may be our model as well. In the supermarket, in the marketplace, the profit is normally about 4 or 5%, if less. So going into that space, it's going to be low. The profits are going to be low, but unless you come up with new ways, new value-based ways of encouraging your customers to buy. So read these for yourself, please. The goal, the main thing with the place strategy. Now we talked about price, we talked about place. Price, we talked about that, but place it's not just the location where the store is located, but it includes everything. And how do we get the product from manufacturing all the way to the end of the end of the end user, the consumer or the business? And how do I get what I sell to people who will buy it? That's the place. Typically, people call that the supply chain. It could be the demand chain, but just be aware that a supply chain includes the manufacturer, includes the trucking systems, the logistics to get you from one system, from one place to another. It includes maybe the warehousing, warehouse operations. Maybe you have to then ship it to another warehouse. Again, what are the logistics there? What's the timing, expectations, warehouse management again, and then we're going to send it out to the store. So again, we're just managing that entire process. And so when we're selling our product, we have a number of ways that we can elect to do that. One is we sell directly to the end user, to the consumers. All right, farmers market. When you go to the farmers market on a Saturday, that's a direct marketing channel. They grow their plants, they bring it to the farmers market, they sell it. We can also have indirect marketing channel. Typically, it would be the business or the manufacturer, and then you have a wholesaler, you have a retailer, consumer. Because again, remember that retailer, Walmart, Target, or whatever, they don't want to communicate with every manufacturer of all the different products that they sell in their stores. It's much more efficient and effective for them to go through a wholesaler. That a wholesaler has those relationships. And now what I'm going to do is go to one place, buy the vast majority of my products, and because I'm buying it at a large quantities, I should be able to receive really good pricing on that as well. Well, again, indirect market, going through different channels. Direct market, I'm selling directly to my consumers. Logistics, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but logistics, we're just determining how do we track and control the physical flow of products from the point of origin, from the manufacturer to the point of consumption. And we're trying to maximize customer service. We're trying to minimize our distribution costs. And by the way, this is a very lucrative area. If you're thinking about a particular area of business, supply chain is phenomenal. And If you ever want to talk to me about that, my son is in supply chain with Microsoft, doing very well in that space. Um, that's all I have for you. That's part two. Thank you so much for joining me, and do well on Sunday's test. Thanks a lot.